Good morning. I started a while ago learning about the ancient Hebrew alphabet, and I enjoy doing a lot of different things with the alphabet, making jewelry, transcribing verses from scripture, and my mother and father got me a Psalms book that is written. Every page has a heading for the type of psalm that it is, and then it's written in English, and then it's put out in the Hebrew pronunciation using the square script. I don't like to use the square script. I actually like to take it back to the Paleo, and then so I write down here and here according to the letters that I see in the square script. I write down the letters individually in the ancient Hebrew, and then I take and write it out on paper in the colors. Each letter has a color. It's based on a different study that I've done. Anyway, and then I take each word and I use my etymological dictionary, this guy here, and I find out what each word means. Because in English, it says that this scripture, these words mean, God lives and blessed is my rock, and exalted shall be the God of my salvation. That's what it says. That's what it's been translated into English as. And in Hebrew, each letter has meaning, but each word has a meaning, and it's much more broken up. A lot of the ands and the thes and that type of thing are added to the English to help us understand a little bit better. But in Hebrew, it simply says, living Yod He Vav He, and blessed my rock. Alas, exalted, divine my salvation. A little bit more PC. Anyway, then I like to take in the way that I pronounce each of the letters. The modern Hebrew has dots and marks that tell you how to pronounce it, and I just take it back to the original, and based on how each of those letters sounds, I make up my own pronunciation, which tends to be pretty close, I find, but I feel more connected to it when I do it on my own. Anyway, so the pronunciation of these words in Hebrew is Chi Yocha Babaroch Zori Bariyom Alohi Ishai. And you'll notice in much of the scripture in its native tongue, it's poetic. It rhymes. It's beautiful. It's like a song. And because of that, this hymn, there's actually a hymn for Psalm 1847. That's what this is. It's 1847 Psalms. So I'm sure you've heard it before. God lives, and blessed is my rock, and exalted shall be the God of my salvation. So that's the tune, but I've taken it and I've put it in the Hebrew, and it sounds like this: Chi Yocha Vabaroch Zori Bariyom Alohi Ishai. And I often am whistling tunes, singing tunes in my head, and I prefer this to be the stuff that's going on in my head whenever I'm not paying attention, rather than some of the stuff that's on the radio. I don't listen to a lot of regular radio anymore because the songs are, sometimes I'm singing them in my head and I'm thinking, why am I singing that? It's horrible. So I prefer to have things like this, and I have other psalms that I've taken out of that book and I've used for prayer, but this one actually has a tune to it, so I like to have the tune singing in my head. I'll sing it again for you. Chi Yocha Babaroch Zori Bariyom Alohi Ishai. And I hope that you have a blessed day. Enjoy the 1st of March, and look forward to Passover is coming up soon. My first celebrated Passover, or regarded Passover, as I'm not exactly sure how to make all of the meals, but I no longer hold regard for any of the other days that are traditionally held by people, only the ones that were given to us at creation by the Moedim. I hope that you have a beautiful day and enjoy that little bit of my life there with that language and that psalm. Have a beautiful day. Shalom.